Hey guys, SFP here, and welcome to episode 33 of my FIFA 15 DC United career mode. And we're finally here, guys. We're finally about to play our first, I was about to say competitive match, but technically friendlies aren't competitive, hence the name. But before we continue, we're going to check our squad here, and we're going to see that Bobby Boswell, not even playing a single game, has already went down one overall. But Longo, who hasn't played a game either, has gone one up. Here we go with a couple of my. It's a shame that my older players are basically lowering, or excuse me, losing their stats, physical stats. I'm aware that obviously at a certain age you start to decrease certain characteristics of your game, but it's just a shame that basically Chris Rolfe, Fabio Spinella I can still use because he's one of our highest ranking strikers. Number two though now behind Longo, but it's kind of a shame that Chris Rolfe is basically becoming second tier from our team basically because he's such a quality player. He's had such a great he's having such a great season this year for DC United. I believe he is the top goal scorer with 9 goals, and I believe I mentioned this before actually in another video. But anyways, guys, here we go with our first game against Transport, and here it is, guys. I'm just making sure that you guys are aware that I'm bumping it to world class. Um, and let's see here, what else am I doing? I guess I'm just checking, making sure everything else is accounted for. And we go against Trabzonspor, which I believe is in Turkey. But if it's not in Turkey, please guys correct me in the comments section. But I'm pretty sure it's from Turkey. It's a Turkish team, but there's so many teams here in FIFA that it's kind of a little bit hard to tell. Um, but all these new clubs that I've never heard of, I think it's in thanks to FIFA actually. I actually credit my knowledge of where countries are based on the FIFA World Cup. With all these new and exciting teams that some people haven't even heard of. I never heard of Ivory Coast, and if it wasn't for the World Cup, I would not know where the Ivory Coast is in Africa. And the same thing goes for like Bahrain and all these other clubs. Clubs. All these other countries that are trying to vie for a World Cup spot. And I can tell you guys off the bat, just going on these 3 friendlies that I'm going to show you right here, the level has definitely increased. I can feel it. This isn't exactly as simple as I had it last 2 seasons, and they're really giving me a run for my money. Even the small team, Trabzonspor, even the small team is giving me issues. And at the beginning, I found that irritating, but now I actually find it quite refreshing because not only is it making me more, is it making my job here as the DC coach more difficult, but it's actually forcing me to be a little bit more smarter with my runs, a little bit more smarter with my passing, and actually trying to be a little bit more possessive, which is something that I usually am not known for. I usually go through the route one style of soccer, and so being a more possessive team. Now I don't know if the possession will actually show uh, on the score, the stats here. And according to this game, I only have a third of the possession, 33%. So I guess I definitely do not know what I'm talking about, but I feel like I have more possession, or at least I'm more cautious. More cautious when I have the ball, and I am a little bit more weary of releasing runs and basically making sure that the run I'm making has a high chance of success. And so here we go with Yilmaz. Yilmaz is a very nice player. And here we go with Constant. And here we go with, I believe, is the first actual shot on goal, because I don't think the other ones were that close. But that was the first best look, and obviously comes from the away team here. And what a nice pass to Longo. Longo with the shot. And if it wasn't for the goalkeeper, we would have been singing our first goal here of this season 3. And I believe it was actually offsides, guys. So even had Longo scored, I wouldn't have counted. But anyways, like I was saying before, the fact that I've boosted up a level here has actually forced me to play better. And so, as I've seen here in these games here that I'm showing you, I'd like to at least believe that I'm gonna give you guys better quality games because, quote unquote, the opponent is a lot more difficult to handle. And so basically that will bring the best out of me, and hopefully the best out of me will be enough to get into MLS Cup this season, into the playoffs, I should say. And here we go with a nice run by Luperto, our sub, who's coming off in the second time. And he scores in his first opening match, 1-0 DC United. And the fans are going crazy up in the stands, rocking the stands there, guys. And if you guys remember, Luperto, I believe, is an Italian player that I just got from the free transfer. And I desperately needed striker, guys, because like I said, I sold Eddie Johnson and I sold Michael Seaton, so I only had 3 strikers to go by. 4 if you count Chris Rolfe, who can play in the striking position. But I really needed some strikers here, and I managed to bag 2 really decent strikers. Well, 1 really great striker in Longo, and a decent striker in Luperto here. And by really good, I mean by MLS standards. And here we go with another run. Chris Rolfe was coming also from the from the bench for the second time. He's going to try to center the ball for Luperto. Unfortunately, the defender reads the play nicely, and nothing comes of it. And here we go again with Velarde. Velarde's going to find Luperto open. Luperto's going to go all by himself. He's going to go 1v1 versus defender. And he cuts back nicely. He goes for the curled shot, and that makes it 2-0 DC United. And that's game, guys. There's no more time for Trabzonspor to make a comeback. And we clinched the first friendly of our Season 3 in world-class level with a victory. And that was actually a close call there. And so far, I'm liking Luperto. I'm liking the way he plays. He's actually not a lot quicker, but he's a decent amount quicker than Fabio Spindola. So I think my best lineup probably would be, theoretically speaking, Luperto and Longo. But I'm going to keep Fabi on the team for now because he's been so pivotal for this team in the last couple seasons. So I'm gonna reward his loyalty, and his production as well. Anyways, and that's it for this match, 2-0 win. And we see here that Whitecaps are the only team that didn't win their friendly this time. And it seems that Michael Farfan actually wanted to play, guys. And being the great coach that I am and manager, I decided to ignore it. I actually kind of forgot it. It went over my head, I guess, and I probably should have. I wouldn't have mind. I mean, it's a friendly. There's no like worry in having him play. But I guess like I said, I kind of forgot about it. And here we go. I'm going with my B team because obviously, or my A team needs a little break here. And we're going with Incheon United. So this is the Battle of Uniteds, guys. And I am actually not sure where this team is from. So if any of you guys could let me know where this team is actually from. Judging based off the names here, I would like to say it's a Korean team, but maybe that's just me being a little ignorant at the fact of judging a team based just on the names of the players, and maybe I'm dead wrong. Maybe it's another Asian country. I don't know. And what a nice centered ball there by Chris Rolfe, and I believe Arieta manages to connect, but unfortunately, it just wasn't on frame. Chris Rolfe with a corner kick here, and that's easily taken care of. And here we go with their own counterattack with Julian Green, the U.S. international. Arieta beats his defender. He goes by himself. He goes for the header for Luperto, but Luperto doesn't get to it. And here you go with Chris Korb with Mina. Mina, my center back. And what a nice passer to Arieta. Arieta passes it to Julian Green. Julian Green's going to put the second and third gear here. And he's going to go for the center. And it's just a little too slow. But Luperto manages to get a shot in. Actually, I believe that was Zalalam. I don't think that was Luperto. And here you go with Chris Rolfe, who's taking all our corner kicks, I guess. Takes a nice center ball, but nothing comes out of it. We still manage to keep possession here. Core passes to Green. Green's going to go for the shot. And it hits the top of the post, guys. That would have been a beautiful goal. But anyways, enough crying over spilled milk. Luperto to Zalalam. Zalalam's going to take another shot. What a nice save by the goalkeeper, them Kim Young. And I couldn't get his last name because Uh, it's one of those two, at least it felt like one of those two last names combined, or maybe it was like a middle name of some kind. I do apologize, guys, if I'm insulting anyone or if I'm uh, basically making anyone uncomfortable. I guess I'm, like I said, I should probably bone up more on my more international clubs. And anyways, the home team, I should say, is still in our half of the field, and that is not good. And Kim shoots, and it is over the bar. Nothing too much for Gallese to be worried about, except for that last shot. Actually, that one could have been a clinical, and unfortunately, uh, the player from IUFC wasn't able to just put it in the back of the net, guys. And I'm gonna make a couple changes here. I'm gonna put in Michael Farfan. I'm gonna put in Jared Jeffrey, and I think that is it. I'm only gonna make two changes during this game. And here we go with the start of the second half. And we see here directly now that the away team is gonna have, I think, more of the better looks here, or at least the better looks, I should say. And Kim passes it to Kim, another Kim, and that should have been a PK, guys. I was actually pretty worried. Luckily, the ref did us a favor there and didn't call it. And here we go with another counter attack. And luckily, Gajese manages to run to the ball and kick it out of harm's way. There you go to pass to Zalalem. Unfortunately, that was ineffective. And here is gonna be the start of actually a pretty decent counterattack from the home team here. And we see here that they pass the ball nicely. And I'm just showing you guys, I guess, this longer version, just to get a feel for, I guess, the actual type of game that I'm playing right now. And this home team is actually pretty smooth. They look Barcelona-esque right now. I can hardly imagine what how they would play like as a legend in legendary mode. Anyways, now we're going to put it back in play, and we see here that another attack here by IUFC. This one, however, is going to be where I'm punished. And what a nice goal there by the attacking player. My defense was just very sloppy, guys. I was very irritated. I should have been a little bit more better at obtaining the ball there. And like I said, defense is my forte. If I can't defend well, then this is going to be a very difficult season for me. And I know I've been getting, at least I'm going to give a shout out to Ali FC. I believe that's the YouTube's handler. Excuse me, I can't even talk today. The YouTube handler's name. And if I got it wrong, well, I do apologize for that, Ali. And he did mention that I was pretty good in D. And like I said before, like I'm not as prolific on the attacking front as we clearly are shown there with the 1-0 loss that I just took. But defensively, I'd like to think I'm fairly decent. And so as long as I can keep my opponent from scoring, I have a somewhat of a chance of at least getting a point out of the game. And I think that's just me personally. Even when I have star-studded teams, like when I play with an FC Bayern or even Barcelona, teams that definitely should be overpowering, I tend to stick more to the defensive side because I guess that's just what I know. That's just the way I play. I wouldn't say I'm a counterattacking team, but I'm definitely a defense-first kind of coach here. And now we are going to play against the last team here in our friendly, against the Brisbane Roar. And I definitely know this is from Australia, so I guess I'm redeeming myself a little bit there with my last comment that I did not know where the other team is from. And I'm putting in a couple of youngsters here. I'm putting in the goalkeeper Weiss here, and I believe I'm also putting the center back as well, but I'd have to double check on that. And here we go with Brisbane getting their first attack there. Nothing too much for the rookie goalkeeper to be worried about, but this one actually was pretty close there. Had my defender not gotten to the ball first, that could have been number one for Brisbane. And as we see here, the first half wasn't too eventful. I think we had one or two, there were actually one or two good opportunities, none of which I believe was mine. So that is worrisome at best. And so we are going to make some changes here and see if we can make something come out of it. And here we go with McKay. McKay to Enrique. Enrique finds Soloranzo alone. But luckily, nothing too much for Weiss to worry about. And here we're going to have our own counterattack with Luperto. With a nice pass by Velarde, I should say. And he's going for it. And the goalkeeper from Brisbane manages to parry it wide with one hand. Very impressive. I'm impressed. Maybe I should sign him in the next transfer window. Velarde has the ball. And he gets clipped. But nothing's going to stop it. So it's Spindola with the shot. And that's 1-0 for DC United. Something. This is actually one of the instances where what's it called? Not right of play, but there's a word and I can't think of for the moment. But when you basically let the play continue in a favorable position for the away team or for the team who received the foul, this is one of those instances where the ref made the right call for not calling the foul, guys. And we're up 1-0, and Speeds is very ecstatic about it. And like I said, ideally, I think my best striker duo would be Longo and Luperto, but I'm going to keep Fabi there because Fabi is a class act, at least in this game. And right as we're basically celebrating our first goal, we get scored on ourselves, and that's one goal by De Vrij. I can't even see his name there that clearly, guys. So I do apologize if I'm butchering the name there. But what a nice counterattack by Brisbane Roar. That was just clinical. That was just amazing. I can't really get mad at that, except I will be very disappointed with Michael Farfan, who should have had his man there. There was no excuse for him. And it was a difficult shot for Speeds to save, guys. And for a rookie, I think he's been doing fairly well in this game. He hasn't been called out too much, but in those instances where he has been called to be big and come up strong, I think he's done a serviceable job. And here we see the ping pong effect, and we are actually going to get a penalty kick called against us, and I believe it was Taylor Kemp with the foul. And this could be the goal that gives Brisbane Roar the lead. It's been a trial by fire for the youngster here. And we'll see if he can make a save here and become a hero in his opening match. And the player actually hits the post, luckily enough for the goalkeeper. And here we go, guys. With the last few minutes of the game, will Brisbane Roar be able to get the game-winning goal right here, right now? Enrique passes it to Patron. Patron to Enrique. Enrique's by his lonesome. He's going to go shoot. And it's just too wide, guys. And that is it for this game, 1-1. So a win, a loss, and a draw. Not too bad in my first couple games here with the World Class level. And if this persists, hopefully we make it. We may be lucky enough to actually make it to the postseason, guys. So I'm gonna simulate the rest, or not simulate, but just go by the next month here. I believe that's the end of the month of February. I'm not quite sure here. And I see that we actually have a scouting report here, and the national team call-up is due. But let's take care of this first, guys. Ooh, and Taipak looks very promising here. Daniel Cooper, I think, is done. Phil Hubbard seems to be interesting as well. We want to take all these. The 90 player I'm going to keep. Like I said, Taipak looks good. Let's see here. Ameriquan, no. Agudelo, no. And John Baptista, no. But these four players here, and like I said, Daniel Cooper looks to be done. So I'm just waiting for May to arrive so I can sign the player up. Anyways, and let's take care of this squad report as well, since we are at the beginning of a new month. And like I said, I'm trying to make this a monthly thing. So every first week of the month, I'll show this squad report here. But obviously, I see Longo actually managed to boost up +2 now. So he went from a 70 when I signed him all the way to a 72, and We haven't even started the season, guys. So maybe, just maybe, we can get him to 74. That would be amazing. Let me see here. Mina Arieta's obviously going down. Michael Farfan has a couple of boosts here and there. Atoche is doing fine. Kagna is okay. Robinson went up one. Salalem went one as well. Crow's actually getting a couple of turns. Spees, our fourth string goalkeeper, actually went up a level, and he actually might be boosted up to third string if his growth persists like this. Anyways, guys, let's see here, and I see that Julian Green actually grew, and Davy Arno and Jeffrey aren't happy. We'll see about that. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Until next time.